Go fish.
I have no new information to disclose.
Crap.
Hey, I'm Devin.
And I'm Mary Kate.
And we're picking up pieces.
A channel all about board game pieces.
And how to pick them up. And today, we're going to be talking about Mind Management, a board game about a psychic espionage agency who are looking for recruits through using the means of this quote-unquote board game to find out who has psychic abilities around the world to be able to recruit them to stop pandemics and also world wars.
In Mind Management, there are two teams. One, the Mind Management recruiter, who works on a team by himself, and then the rogue agents, who are the 1 to 4 other players who are working together to try to defeat the Mind Management recruiter. The recruiter wins the game if they can outlast the Mind Management rogue agents by getting all the way to the end of the time counter, or by collecting all 12 recruits. The other team, or the rogue agents, win when they can successfully capture the Mind Management recruiter. The Mind Management recruiter works secretly on a mini version of this board, and every turn they can do 2 out of 3 things. They can secretly take one step on their map from one square into an adjacent square that they have not yet been in. They can move one of their immortal henchmen on the board to try to block questions from being asked by the rogue agents. Or they can use 2 strategically placed immortals to recruit a Mind Management recruit from a particular revealed location. Every turn, the Mind Management agent will sneak through the city, making recruits and trying to evade the rogue agents who are trying to capture them. This is a game about stealth and strategy, trying to outsmart your opponents. Whereas the rogue agents, their job is to figure out where has the Mind Management recruit been and where are they going. So on their turn, 2 of the 4 agents will be used. All 4 agents are controlled collectively by the team that is working together to find the Mind Management recruit. They can choose 2 out of the 4 agents to activate that turn. Each agent can move 2 orthogonal spaces and ask a question to gain some information. You might go here to the square and ask the recruiter, have you been to an idea garden? Where they would then place a red footprint on any garden they had been to, or tell you the dreaded phrase, I have no new information. As you go through the city and you find more information, you might know that the recruiter has been to a specific space, but that in itself does not really give you that much information. They could have been there the very first turn of the game. They could be there this turn right now. How do you know? Well, you can spend one of your actions to ask if this revealed space, what turn were they there? The Mind Management recruiter has to reveal what turn they were there, and so then it gives you more information to track them down. Once you are fairly certain that you know where they are, or you're just running out of time and desperate to make a move, you can perform the capture action, where you attempt to capture the Mind Management operative at that location, but if they're not there, you get, yet again, no new information. As you go through the city, you might notice a pattern. All these footprints seem to be in spaces with billboards. You gotta stop the recruiter from recruiting at these billboards, or else they will win the game. You might sneak on over here to this immortal and perform a shakedown action, where you confront the immortal about one of the locations that's being looked for by the recruiter, and if you are correct, that location is now taken away from the recruiter, and they can never recruit there again. Your goal is to be able to map out their path, find them, and catch them.
And while that may seem simple because I can only move one space as a recruiter, but I can actually do a little bit more than that. Even though I can move only one space and I can't move back into a space that I was in, I actually have a jump ability, which lets me break the rule one time, even though I have to let them know on what turn I used that ability. It lets me, depending on the character I chose at the beginning of the game, to either jump 2 spaces north diagonally, meaning horizontally or vertically, or I can move in a diagonal line. Now, while that's the only 2 abilities you get at the beginning of the game, or one of the ones you can choose, as you play this game and you play with the same set of people, you actually can unlock the shift system. The team on the losing end of the previous game, whether it be the Mind Management Agency or the Rogue Agents, they get to unlock new abilities to help even the playing field, which leads to more replayability in the game and more uncertainty as to what's going on. Now, I won't disclose any of the new shift system boxes so you guys can have the enjoyment of discovering them, but just know they completely flip the game over and break rules in the game.
And there are 7 of these shift boxes for each the Mind Management team and the Rogue Agent team. That's a variability of like 14 mini expansions that is already built into this game, which really adds a lot to the experience of the game, and it adds that feeling of, ooh, I can unlock more stuff, which is always fun.
And in the shift system, they also have little tiny comic books that give you a little bit more of a story. But in saying that, I wouldn't describe this game as a campaign game. Maybe you can say it's a legacy game because it's still building off of the last game, but definitely not a campaign game. You're not going through any type of story at all. This is just straight up a hidden movement game, and it's a hidden movement game that does it really well.
Devin, what is satisfying about this game?
So for me, I'm going to speak mainly about the Mind Management Agency side because that's usually who I am. I'm usually the person running around while everyone's trying to get me and chop my head off. So what I like in this game is that whenever they get to you, the jump ability that you have completely throws them around. Usually, I don't even use the jump ability to actually advantageously get me more position or more recruiters. Rather, I use it just to get the heck out of Dodge, and I actually maybe even making a circle so they don't think they know where I'm at.
He likes to use it to play mind games and jump exactly in the spot that we think he's not going to be.
Yeah.
Which happens a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's really fun. How about for the recruiters?
So I love kind of the drama and the questioning of the rogue agents. Once you've found some key points of information, like say 2 places he's been, you start to think, okay, is he headed in this direction, going towards that side of the board, and that's where we need to focus our efforts? Is he going this way? Could he have just gone in a huge kind of zigzaggy circle and he's actually right under our nose? Trying to figure out what questions to ask and what information to find is so fun and puzzly.
And I was going to say, and I think the thing that this game in particular, because there's a lot of hidden movement games, and a lot of hidden movement games, that's what you're trying to do. But this game does a really nice job of making you feel like you're constantly gaining information that's useful and information that you can keep on building off of. And so whenever you're building off of that information, you know that this person's heading here or here. And really the information doesn't become, I guess, less useful until I use that shift ability. Or I might do something a little bit more unpredictable that they can actually guess.
Yeah. And then just kind of the feeling of, ooh, I think we're closing in. I think we're about to catch him. It's just so fun. It's like kind of like a game of hide and seek when you think you can see someone's toes sticking out from around the corner or something. Yeah. It's like that, haha, I've caught you, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's really enjoyable.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things we really like about this game.
Yeah. For one, the production quality is really good on this game. Like the thought they've given. You just look at the box, and the box you can tilt it a certain way, and they printed it where you can actually see secret wording on the box, and also the girl on the front has a skull overlaid on it, and so that production continues throughout the course, not the course, through the box to the board itself, and this is not even the deluxe version of the game.
There's secret messages throughout everything. Secret messages in the rule book, secret messages on the inside of the box, the outside of the box, on the board itself. It really digs into the theme and the feel of this is recruitment for the Mind Management Agency.
Yeah.
And just kind of that kind of like sneaky, secret agent-y feel of everything that's going on in this game. It's based off of a graphic novel that I've not read, but this game makes me a little bit interested.
Yeah. And so another thing that I think the game does really well is that progression throughout the game. Like, as I was saying in the satisfying moments, you are constantly feeling like you're getting closer and closer to capture this mind management agent. And that mind management agent is feeling constantly constrained and having to think very thoughtfully where they're going to place the immortals or the sidekicks to block the people from asking the questions that would get the people to know where exactly is that hidden agent.
And I appreciate, even in the thoughtfulness of designing this game, that we talked about is the full game. But they have actually a training game that takes out some of the more complicated aspects of the game to give you that core feel. So that when you approach the full game for the first time, it's not as overwhelming and the little rules don't seem so chaotic.
Yeah. And also with this game, I think that the shift system that is added adds so much replayability. Again, the 7 boxes, one for the Mind Management Agency and one for the recruiters, who are able to open up that box if you're playing with the same group of people and unlock new abilities that just make it feel like you're breaking the game and that it's impossible for the other team to win. And ultimately, it will be almost impossible if that one side keeps losing, because they're going to keep on getting almost game-breaking abilities.
And then, as soon as you think, haha, we've got it to where the Mind Management recruiter cannot possibly win, they get a secret box. And they get a new ability.
Yeah.
And then it just adds that other level of confusion and chaos and kind of just like questioning yourself that this game is really good at. And making you think, oh, I know what to do. And then adding in that one little bit of, but are you really sure about that?
Yeah. Those are some things that we like, but what is something that you don't like about the game?
Well, one thing that's not really something I don't like about the game, but just part of the dynamic of working on a team as part of the rogue agents, is you have to be mindful that who your teammates are. Since you are all collectively controlling 4 people who are all working together, if you have one person who is really super sure of what's happening or where they think they should be going, they can tend to do a little bit of quarterbacking or telling everyone else what to do. So it takes a little bit of mindfulness on the part of the people being the rogue agents to make sure that everyone is having a voice and being included in those discussions.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty inherent with the hidden movement genre of board games. And so Mind Management, I think, shares that as well. But also what I don't like about the game is that you, as the Mind Management agent person, really can't do much. Like, the other team is going to be taking forever, like AP inducing, and it is only accumulated because it's multiplied by 4 if you're playing with 4 people, because all the AP just keeps, like, somebody says, oh, hey, he might be hit, and the other person's like, oh, that's right, but he could also be hit, or he can be hit, and it can just continue for like 5-10 minutes of them just talking while you're sitting there. You can't really do anything to strategize, because you only have to do one movement, move your guy, and then, well, also you get to move your immortals. But whenever you move your immortals, I mean, it's only like 2 things you have to do. And so your turn is like in 30 seconds to a minute. And so as I've played this game more, and I mainly play the Mind Management Agency people. So I do think, like, you know, give and take, like you do some of that and then you do the other one, and it helps balance the game off. But I've realized that I think that is a huge issue in this game. That's not me saying anything about me not really enjoying the game. Like, I like this game a lot. I really like this game a lot. But in order to prepare for this game, I also played another hidden movement game in Sniper Elite. And I think Sniper Elite completely solves that problem because you can do so many different things as the person with the hidden movement ability. You have the board itself is set up in a way where that it's not just straight up a cube shaped board or a box shaped board. Rather, it's a whole bunch of different rectangle squares that it changes the way you move, and also you have different abilities that let you move more, so you have more power in that game. But I know for Kate, she more likes
because in Sniper Elite, when you don't always feel like you're getting closer to finding the sniper. You think you know where he was, but then he can just double back on himself. Or in Devin's case, he loved to run around in circles to try to throw us off.
I love running in circles.
It's oh my gosh.
I do it upstairs all the time, just for the kick of it, just for the thrill.
But as the game can take so long, and then it's just feeling like as the people looking, you can feel for a time that you've not really gained any information that is useful at all. Whereas even if you could be way off in mind management, when you get new information, you feel like, another piece to the puzzle. Whereas when you find new information in Sniper Elite, it's like, this can be helpful for one turn and one turn only, and then the next turn, who even knows what's going on? So that's how I feel about it, at least.
And so this, as the people trying to find the mind management agent, I think they are more powerful in this game. I think they're just inherently more powerful, but they are constantly feeling like they're gaining information. Where in Sniper Elite, I think it's more equally balanced. But again, this isn't a review about Sniper Elite, but I think it is more equally balanced, even if you're not constantly getting that gratifying feeling or, that's as in your face that this game gives you. So whatever one you think you rather, have.
You say that, but you have won this game more as the mind management recruiter than we've won as the rogue agents. Collectively.
Maybe that's true. Probably, but a lot of times when we play this game, like we have went through the shift system a good bit, but we haven't went through all of it. And so a lot of times when we're doing this, we're doing the training scenario. And so in doing the training scenario, I mean, you're only doing a little bit. You're not doing the whole game.
Who would like to play mind management? I think most people would like to play mind management. I think it's really fun, honestly.
Yeah.
And we've played it with a large variety of people at this point, and I think everyone we've played it with has really enjoyed it. People who are into board games and people who are not very into board games or who only really play board games with us.
Like, the theme is really cool, and the artwork, I mean, it's not a typical board game artwork design. And so with that kind of like unique flair, it's just automatic, like, oh yeah, that looks cool. And who doesn't like playing hide and seek? Okay, well, I mean, I don't really like playing hide and seek, but I love playing it in a board game film, okay? And so it's really fun. Like, you tell that to somebody, like, oh, that's a cool little thing. And the hidden movement genre, and then on top of that, how they package it and how the play feel is. Because, again, whenever you're showing the game, I'm only going to be the mind management person, so they don't have to feel like they have that crippling of not being able to do what they want to do. They're constantly gaining that information and makes you feel really smart. So, Kate, would you recommend this game?
Yes. Definitely yes. 2 thumbs up, yes. I love this game. I think everyone would like this game. Unless you're someone who just hates hidden movement, then I guess you would not like this game.
Yeah.
But as a whole, I love it. Would you recommend this game?
I would recommend it. I like this a lot, and especially this was my intro to hidden movement games, and I think it is a great intro to hidden movement games. Again, it starts off simple with the training game, and then it gets more complicated as you add in all the rules, and then it continues getting more complicated with the shift system, and then it adds to a lot of layers to a game that it's really good. I would recommend this game very much so, and I think everyone should kind of have this in their hobby. But don't let me make the board game decision for you and your money decision for you. That's your choice. So I'm just here trying to give you the facts so you know how to better make the decision with your money.
I say you should buy it.
Okay. May don't mind spending your money. So anyway, guys, I hope you have a great day. And more importantly, though, I just want you to know that we value every single one of you. And if we had the chance, we would love to play board games with all of you. So have a good day, guys.
Bye.